ever wonder if caregivers face workplace discrimination because of being a caregiver? Talk to many caregivers who are worried about letting their bosses know that they are caregiving for elderly parents or a spouse. How do we manage this so that caregivers get what they need out of the workplace and employers aren't worried about caregivers not showing up for work? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. On there, you will find helpful information for caregivers and aging adults. I have a section in my library all about work-life balance. Also, my radio show every Wednesday night, which is The Caring Generation. Let's talk about concerns that caregivers tell me that they have about talking to their bosses about caring for an elderly parent or a spouse. First of all, worry exists about having to come in late, leave early, take time off. How do you approach your supervisor about that? Well, it's best to be honest, in my opinion. Say that you need time off to take an elderly parent to an appointment, but then offer ways to make up that time. Because if I was a supervisor, I would worry about time off separate from vacation and sick time, and trying to figure out how to get that work done either through another employee or having this employee do some hour shifting or time shifting or scheduling shifting. So the goal is that you want time off to take a parent to a doctor appointment, but you also want to offer to make up that time or find a way to get the work done, either by shifting your time or working remotely. So you offer that. You say, I need to take my mom to a doctor appointment. It's probably going to take about 2 hours. Are you okay if I come in early or stay late or make up the time at home? I don't want my job to suffer. I don't want other people have to do my work. What can we do to work this out? Supervisors are much more willing to work with you when you come with a solution rather than saying, well, I've got to take 2 hours off Monday and 4 hours off on Friday, and then next week I've got another day off because of my aging parent. The way to work out these issues in the workplace is actually to talk about them. The other reason that workplaces are not sensitive to caregivers is because caregivers don't talk about caregiving in the workplace, because you're afraid to. Human resources departments are interested in caregiving, but they can't go to management to ask for caregiver support programs if no caregivers are coming to talk to them. So it's like trying to justify why we should have caregiving support programs in the workplace or digital caregiver support programs, but there's no caregivers complaining. So we think we have this problem with caregivers, but none of the 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 caregivers in the workplace are coming to HR saying that there's an issue. So HR cannot possibly go to management to say, well, we should spend $10,000 or $100,000 on workplace caregiver programs when they can't justify if there's an issue. To make caregiving something that we talk about, everybody has to talk about it. If you're caregivers in the workplace, don't be afraid to talk to your manager about it, and certainly go to the HR department and start asking, do we have caregiver programs? What are we doing for caregiver support? Are there digital programs that we as caregivers can use to learn more about caregiving? Because we all want to stay here and work. We need some help. We need the company to provide us with some education programs. When we work together, instead of being worried about being discriminated by the workplace because we're a caregiver, or having the workplace being worried about employees who are caregivers worried about leaving their jobs, we can all work this out if we talk together. In this video post, there is a link to an article about digital caregiver support programs. I do videos and educational programs for many corporations for their employees in the workplace. But again, the Human Resources Department has to have a documented need to be able to ask and justify those programs. More information is on my website at PamelaDWilson.com. I hope you have a fabulous day today. I will see you tomorrow in another video.